Hello, and welcome to this demonstration of optimization within Infor's artificial intelligence technology offerings. Optimization is a field of mathematics used to find the best possible solution to complex real-life problems. Optimization problems typically have some constraints, as well as a well-defined objective function, and aims to find the particular set of inputs that will either maximize or minimize that objective. Today, our hypothetical will deal with an assortment problem. Given a set of items, the profit that each item might create, the space it takes up, and some budget restrictions, we want to find the set of items that will make the most profit. The optimization tools can be found in the Artificial Intelligence section of Infor OS. In data collection, I'm going to upload 3 pre-made CSV files into the platform. These files will detail our constraints as well as information about our retail items. It is a relatively simple problem, so our constraints will be simple as well. We can see here that we have a set budget limit of no more than 3,500 and a space constraint of no more than 150. We can also take a look at our item data, where we see potential profit, cost, and the space that each item takes up. Once all 3 files have loaded successfully, I'll need to group the datasets in the Groups section under the Data Collection menu. I'll search for the loaded datasets and add them to the selected set. I'll name the group and optionally add a description. Once saved, I can head over to the optimization tools. I need to build a new quest under the Quests tab. Here you will see all the other quests that have been created, and the option to add a new one from scratch. I'll name it Profit Optimization and select the data group that we made earlier. Optionally, there are tools here for data preparation. These tools could deal with missing values, scaling features, data smoothing, and more. I don't need any of that for this particular data set, so I'll move over to the Setup Model activity and drag and drop it into the workflow. Now I'll get into model setup. I'm going to go ahead and rename our indices and constants to be single-letter variable names. This will simplify the usage in subsequent mathematical equations. You could certainly leave the long name if you'd prefer, but I think math and coding type users will appreciate this. S will be my space limit, B my budget limit, and I will be the index as we loop through the list of potential items. I'm going to save and move over to defining the decision variables. First, I'll add a decision variable and name it item selected. This is because it's going to be a binary value showing for each item in my list whether or not it's selected. That's the decision, to select it or not. X will be the variable, and it's a one-dimensional variable. I was our index, and we can set its domain to binary, as each item is either selected or not, and give it a save. Moving over to the Constraints tab, I'll add the 2 constraints, which were budget and space limitations. We can't spend more than our budget, and we can't use more space than we have. I'll start by adding my budget constraint and filling in its dimension and index information. Condition is an optional field for more complex logical filtering, which we don't really need for this simple example. But you can see the same expression builder that we're going to use for our function declaration. For more information on the condition field, reference the product documentation in the video notes. Over at the function declaration editor, I've pre-made this query so I don't wind up with typos as I record, but we can build this with our expression builder below. I used sigma to create a sum, and variables and parameters that we defined in previous steps. If we read this expression here, we are taking a sum. That sum will be the product of this vector, which is a binary flag representing the chosen items, multiplied by the cost of the item of the same index. So it's saying that the sum of the price of all of our chosen items needs to be less than or equal to our budget limit. We can repeat this for our space limit and build an expression that states that the sum of the space of all the chosen items need to be less than or equal to our space limit. Now I'll move over to our objective function, which is the whole goal of optimization. In this case, I am trying to maximize revenue. So I'll call it revenue, select maximize, and then need to define what the revenue function is. Back in our expression builder, we can sum up the revenue of all the selected items. Again, this x vector is the binary value that tells us for each indexed item if it was chosen or not. Multiplying that vector by the potential revenue vector and adding them all up gives us the total revenue for just the selected items. I'll save and move over to model optimization. Now I'll drag and drop an optimize model activity into the workflow. Here, I'll select the optimization algorithm that will be used, and optionally can limit the number of iterations that it uses. Limiting iterations could be valuable on a particularly large or time-consuming task. The platform has 3 well-known optimization algorithms built in to choose from. The algorithm that you choose depends a little bit on the specifics of the problem you are going to solve. Your problem could be linear or nonlinear, or might require mixed integer algorithms. These 3 are well documented and in the public domain, but if they don't meet your needs, we do have the functionality to implement your own custom solver. Here, I'll actually use 2 different algorithms, and we will be able to compare their results in the next step and choose the one with the better performance. I'll give these a save and go ahead and run the quest. When the optimizer run is complete, the results tile will give us some insights into the model performance. It looks like both models identified the same maximum profit, and the CBC algorithm used many fewer iterations and did it in roughly 1/10 the time. Here, we can also investigate the output values and each item and whether it was selected or not. Let's say we want to deploy this model and make it accessible through the API gateway. We would take the solver of choice and deploy it into a production quest. I need to define the endpoint schema, where I'll include the various items to be included in the JSON message. I'll select them all and hit run. Then I'll save and run the production quest. Once run, I can deploy the endpoint for usage. Here I can test the endpoint. I could create a new hypothetical item, feed it into the model, and see if it's involved in the selection. We can see the entire JSON message that the endpoint returns and that this particular item would be selected. For additional content, visit developer.infor.com so you can build, customize, and accomplish more.